Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where I take a look at someone else's mock draft and I'm mocking, give you my views, thoughts, and opinions. I got a great one for you today. We're taking a look at the GOAT himself, Mel Kiper Jr. He just dropped a new mock draft. I'm very curious to see how his differs from Daniel Jeremiah, who just released one over the weekend. But let's go ahead and get into this sucker with the Bears. And where is it? Here we go. The Bears, they're going to go with Caleb Williams, quarterback out of SC, and I'm not going to dispute this one because I think it's the right call. I really do. Matter of fact, okay. Right here, Mel Kiper talks about here are the two biggest reasons why I'd keep the pick if I were running the Chicago front office. Williams is a better prospect than Fields. Yes. What's the other one? Taking Williams resets the Bears quarterback clock, which matters in an age when having a quarterback on a rookie contract means teams can build a better roster around him. Yes, I think those are two very good reasons why the Bears should follow through with that and just go ahead, trade Fields, get what you can for him in terms of draft capital, reset that rookie contract timer, and just build around Caleb Williams. They did just sign Shane Waldron as their offensive coordinator. I think that's actually a pretty darn good hire. We'll see how it ends up working out, but yeah, I'm cool with that. Let's go ahead and see this Drake May pick to Washington or Jaden Daniels. Oh, already tricky. Okay, I kind of want to read this sucker. The Commanders have much more straightforward decisions than the Bears. Sam Howell, who led the league in interceptions in 2023, is not the guy. They have to take a quarterback in the draft that has a clear top tier of the three signal callers, or that has a clear top tier of the signal callers. I don't even know what that means, Mel. Anyway, he's talking about Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels. There's a drop off in this class after that, with Washington getting an opportunity to take the number 2 quarterback. But why the Heisman Trophy winner? Okay, in December, I went deep on his strengths, weaknesses, and future, so you can see my full thoughts on the game here, talking about some of Jaden Daniels' games against other SEC opponents. The bottom line, it's tight between Daniels and May on my board, but Daniels would be a tremendous fit for a Washington roster that has some young playmakers. Okay, I mean, I don't think I'm there where I have like Jaden Daniels on the level of like Drake May and Caleb Williams, but he's probably a lot closer to them than he is to like guys like JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, Michael Penix. I don't disagree with that. So yeah, Washington goes Commanders. Washington goes with Daniels. Interesting. I imagine this next pick for the Patriots is Drake May. Hey, Drake May going to the New England Patriots. They need a quarterback. If May falls them at 3, I'm sure they would be happy as can be. Now, I guess we can start the draft. Technically, I guess not, because we're about to see the Cardinals take Marvin Harrison Jr. And the Cardinals take Marvin Harrison Jr. Listen, if he's there at pick 4, yeah, you do it. You send it. You get it. If he's not, then you could maybe think about trading back, or if you really like Malik Neighbors, or, I mean, really, I think Malik Neighbors is the only other guy I want moved down. I mean, you can make a case for Joe Alt as another guy that's like, hey, we really do have an opening at left tackle right now. DJ Humphries is going to be coming off the ACL. He's getting expensive, so maybe we look to move him. So yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead, see what the Chargers get. Brock Bowers. Interesting. So Mel Kiper says edge rusher? Question mark. Cornerback? Question mark. Offensive line? Question mark. Wide receiver again? Question mark. The Chargers have big questions and still haven't hired a new GM or head coach. This prediction is a shot in the dark until they figure out who's making the decisions. That's fair. I don't mind Brock Bowers, but I think I'd still go with Malik Neighbors. I think Malik Neighbors is just a much more sexy option. You're going to move forward with him and Quentin Johnston as your wide receivers. I would move on from Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. I mean, essentially, it's a new regime. You got your franchise quarterback, but now you got to start building them around him and getting younger at the playmaker position, getting guys that can actually, you won't have to worry about missing games, hopefully. All right, that should set up the Giants getting Malik Neighbors. And it does. And it does. Yeah, I mean, Giants, I would want to be in play for a quarterback. I just don't think it's in the cards for the Giants unless they want to make a move up the board. Daniel Jones will be there for at least one more year. So it's kind of a sticky situation the Giants find themselves in. They got Andrew Thomas. They seem pretty sold that Evan Neal will take a step up next year at tackle. So, like, that maybe, perhaps, that means, like, Joe Alt or Olu Fashanu won't be the pick here. So it kind of narrows it down to wide receiver when you're, like, no quarterback, no offensive tackle. Yeah, it kind of narrows it down to wide receiver. Malik Neighbors is a great get. He's a top 5 prospect to me. Pick 7, it's Joe Alt. No surprises here, as the Titans offensive line was pretty cheeks. They did just hire Brian Callahan. I think that's a phenomenal hire. Really, really good hire for the Tennessee Titans to get an offensive-minded coach who actually, if you think about it, back in Cincinnati, kind of figured out, hey, you know, the offensive line is not that good, but he found a way to at least mitigate the ineffectiveness of his offensive line by using a lot of playmakers, you know, getting a ton. You got talking about like T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and such. But, I mean, they do have weapons there. I mean, listen, if Malik Neighbors is here, I would consider it, but this pick feels like it'll be cemented as offensive line. The Atlanta Falcons, is this the first defensive player? Ooh, Rome Odunze, actually. I really like Rome Odunze to Atlanta. Let's see what it is. It's Dallas Turner. That's fine. I get it. Dallas Turner ends up probably being a good fit. I think the DC job is currently open now with the Falcons' former DC now with the Jags. I mean, this is a team that's still got to hire their coaching staff as well. Will there be a scheme change? I don't know. We'll find out. But Dallas Turner, as of right now, like edge, just getting pressure from the outside is huge. This is a team that just hasn't done that well. So you need to bring in guys who can get that sucker going. All right, before we get into pick 9, that's right. What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below, where we have that nice, beautiful football discourse. I just released my own mock draft with trades yesterday, so you can check that sucker out right after the video. But let's get into pick 9. Chicago Bears take Rome Odunze. They actually did what I wanted the Falcons to do. That's sexy. Your wide receivers now are DJ Moore and now Rome Odunze, and this is going to be a free agency that's really good at the edge rusher position. If you want to find that player to pair up with Montez Sweat, shoot, they could even go out and get Chase Young. Reunited. So, I actually like that. If Rome Odunze makes it a 9, he's definitely a viable pick for the Chicago Bears. Pick 10. Olu Fashanu to the New York Jets. The offensive line is buns. You're going to have to make some decisions there. I think Elijah Vera Tucker probably kicks out to right tackle. Fashanu, left tackle. They got Laken Tomlinson. Maybe they look for a center, whether it's free agency or through the draft, though they don't have a pick till the 3rd round. I really think Joe Tippmann probably ends up being a guard for them, but I mean, he's got that center guard flexibility, so kind of enables them to do a few different things, but this isn't surprising anybody. This is a good pick. Pick 11, Minnesota Vikings. They don't opt to go with the quarterback class or the edge class, matter of fact. Instead, they go with Nate Wiggins, first corner off the board here. That's right. Things with Andrew Booth has not quite worked out, so they're going to replace one Clemson corner with another. Yeah, they can definitely add more corner help. I mean, I get it. You get your pick at the gander, but only one edge player is off the board. You have 3 significant free agents at the edge position. I think I'll probably have Jared Verse higher than any of the corners on my board. I don't know. I'm currently whipping together my own big board right now as I pump out these prospect rankings. Hey, prospect rankings, they'll be back again tomorrow. We're covering the whole offensive line tomorrow in 2 separate videos. That's going to be a ton of fun. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to pick 12. That's the Broncos, right? Is this quarterback? Nope. It's going to be Latu. So, yeah, I mean, that's fine. Latu is a really good prospect. I always have a tough time mocking him. Just because a lot of it probably relies on how will he check out at the combine in terms of the medicals. I'm not too worried about that. He's played phenomenal the last 2 seasons, but I also don't think he's going to test out like out of this world, which is fine. I mean, you know, this guy's a technician. So like, yeah, Broncos grab solid player here, put out there on the edge. I mean, the Broncos could go a variety of different ways. They could go a quarterback 4. They could, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they went with tackle. They could go with wide receiver, though. With Odunze on off the board, it's kind of like feels less likely. They could go corner. Like again, just a variety of ways they can opt to go here. Las Vegas Raiders take Terrion Arnold. Cornerback class on the move. Watch out. And Mel Kiper selects probably the 2 most athletic, with Cooper DeJean also among those guys. I wonder where DeJean will go in this mock. But Terrion Arnold, inside-outside versatility. You're going to pair him up with Nate Hobbs and Jack Jones. You also have Jacorian Bennett, who they drafted last year, as good depth. Suddenly, you're feeling really good about your corner room. So, yeah, A-okay to me. New Orleans Saints go with Brian Thomas. Hold the phone. What? Okay. I get it. Michael Thomas isn't going to be here this season, but they got Rashid Shaheed. They got Chris Olave. Like, your tackle, like, I don't know. I feel like tackle, for one, is probably the better position on the board. 2, probably a bigger need, depending on what's happening with Ryan Ramczyk. I mean, I love Brian Thomas. I love that he's getting pushed up boards here, so I'm not going to fight it too hard. Brian Thomas is a really good prospect, and suddenly you have probably one of the best triplets of receivers right there. Pick 15 is the Colts. They go Keon Coleman, so over a corner. I guess that's fine. Okay, let's read this sucker, because I'm thinking what Mel's doing here is Keon Coleman's a replacement for Michael Pittman. So I'm leaning toward a like-for-like replacement. Okay, it's literally the first line there. He's looking for a replacement for Michael Pittman, not a complement in that receiving core. Oh no, I feel like they're bringing Michael Pittman back. So you would be looking for more so a compliment. But again, I mean, I get why Mel did this. Keon Coleman's going to be interested, a guy that really struggles to separate, but he's got that alpha X possession type of wide receiver feel to him, you know? Pick 16, we got the Seattle Seahawks going J.J. McCarthy. What? All right. I mean, hey, to be fair, Seattle's kind of a mystery when it comes to coaching staff and whatnot. So, okay, here's a spot for the next quarterback. While I don't have a first-round grade on McCarthy right now, a lot can change before round 1 on April 25th. He does have a first-round arm. Arm talent. along with the ability to beat defenses with his legs. He's the type of quarterback teams will take a shot on in the middle of the first round, especially when you consider he just turned 21 a few days ago. He rarely turns the ball over, through 44 touchdown passes and had 9 interceptions over the last 2 years, and can make every throw. I get it. Upside. I mean, you still got Geno there. Drew Lock, I think, is a free agent. So it's like Geno is still there, so you don't have to necessarily start McCarthy right away, or you could just trade Geno. I think you could probably get a solid like 4th rounder for Geno, probably. Maybe even a 3rd. Really depends on the team, but wow, very interesting. Real quick, gotta give a shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Thank you for being the sponsor of today's video. When you sign up at Underdog Fantasy using promo code Broshmo, they will match your first deposit up to $100 dues. If you like weekly best ball, or if you like higher or lower on player prop bets, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. And they don't just do it in football, they do it in every sport under the sun. If you're a cricket fan, check out Underdog Fantasy. Remember, sign up, use promo code Broshmo, and they match that first deposit up to $100 dues. But as always, please bet responsibly, bet within your means. Pick 17. Jacksonville Jaguars will go with Cooper DeJean. There we go. So we got all the athletic corners now off the board. Okay, Cooper DeJean, they said he broke his leg. So did he like legit break his leg? I haven't been able to get like specifically what the leg injury was. Okay, so if it's a minor fracture, it's a 6 to 8 weeks. Okay. Or it could take many months, perhaps longer. Okay, well, I don't imagine it's going to take longer than that. I don't know. That's going to be interesting. So what we're currently looking at, probably like a 2 to 8 month timetable. Yeah, I don't know the specifics on how bad the break was in his leg. I just know that it happened. But yeah, hopefully he's able, like, I've heard positive things about he will be able to partake in the combine. So I'm really looking forward to that, and hopefully he can come out and show all those athletic traits. But yeah, I mean, the Jags, I kind of experimented with them going with a corner in my latest mock draft. I mean, I think it's within the realm of possibility if they franchise Calvin Ridley, they re-sign Josh Allen, give him money he deserves, then it's like, okay, now they could be maybe looking along the offensive line, which is kind of fallen here. Like, we still have tackle 3 on the board, or they could go with the first interior player off the board. Pick 18, Cincinnati Bengals go with actually OT3, JC Latham. Get that replacement for Jonah Williams. Makes all the sense in the world. Let's keep running through the sucker. Los Angeles Rams take Jared Verse. Can you imagine just Verse paired up with Byron Young? You got power, and then you got monster speed, along with one of the best, probably the best defensive player of our generation. I don't know. I think Micah Parsons might make a push for that in a couple of years as well. Along with Kobe Turner, who was just phenomenal as a rookie. He's actually going to be vying for Rookie of the Year as well. Along there with Puka Nacua. So, like, I like that. Suddenly the Rams are trending way, way up. And you're just hoping Matthew Stafford just doesn't hit that wall where it's like, okay, now he is washed. Pick 20. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers going with Kamari Lassiter. So this is over Kool-Aid McKinstry. I think, but I mean, you can take a look at Kool-Aid and Kamari Lassiter and make the point that, okay, these are 2 high-end number 2 corners immediately in the NFL. But I would argue that Kool-Aid is a better athlete than Lassiter is. Not to say Lassiter is a bad athlete. I'm just saying if we're gonna like compare. I think though Mel's on the right track with corner. It's a position they need to get younger at. Find that guy to play alongside Joey Porter Jr. All right, my Miami Dolphins. Troy Fautanu. I can see it. He gives you tackle flexibility. He immediately would be your starting left guard. Depending on what Darren Arms said, because he's been talking about retirement, maybe he ends up having to play left tackle for us. Robert Hunt is a free agent. Like the Dolphins right now, that offensive line, it's kind of hit the panic button. The only guy that I'm positive is back next year is Austin Jackson. You like Robert Hunt's a free agent. Connor Williams is a free agent coming off an ACL. You have Terry Armstead talking about retirement. Left guards are always kind of been a bit open. I think Robert Jones is like fine enough. He's like the worst player on the offensive line. That I feel good about our offensive line, but that's not the case. If there's other weak spots, and it's like Isaiah Wynn was only a 1 year. Wynn was only a 1 year deal. Liam Eichenberg is not great, but you could probably put him in that same category as Robert Jones. So yeah, like it's kind of a hit the red button. It's a panic alert on the offensive line right now for the Miami Dolphins. Philadelphia Eagles, they go with Telenisa Fuaga. So this is their long-term Lane Johnson replacement. I would probably still go with a corner here. Kool-Aid's on the board. I get that some people aren't that high on Kool-Aid. They kind of have a late first, early second round grade on him, and it's fine. I get it. I still am a big fan of Kool-Aid. I think he's one of the higher floor corners in this class. But yeah, I'd probably still go corner here. Fuaga is a good prospect. Even if he ends up being a guard, I mean, I think that's fine. But they got the Cam Jurgens probably going to be their heir apparent at center, so that opens up right guard to guys like Tyler Steen. I don't know what Seth was it, Opa. I don't know what if he. I think he was just a 1 year guy, 1 year deal. Not positive. Don't quote me. So, like I get it. I get it. Houston Texans go with Jerzon Newton. It's a very popular landing spot for Jerzon Newton currently. No Byron Murphy in this mock yet, though. By the way, maybe not even in this mock period. But yeah, Jerzon Newton, like they got free agents on the interior. I talked about Sheldon Rankins in my my own mock draft video. Taylor Tart, and I mean D'Amico Ryans comes from the Niners, where they love depth along their defensive line. They like keeping everybody fresh. Getting Jerzon Newton in here helps you get that depth, but also gives you a very good starter. All right, we got pick 24, Dallas Cowboys, Jordan Morgan. Mel, been looking at my own mock drafts, I see. Probably not, but Jordan Morgan, whether he ends up being a guard or a tackle in the NFL, I think it's irrelevant because Tyron Smith is a free agent, and maybe Tyler Smith plays left tackle, Morgan plays left guard. Maybe Morgan plays left guard, Smith plays left tackle, or left. Morgan plays left tackle, Smith plays left guard. There we go. But it gives you options. Jordan Morgan, I'm a huge fan of. I'll talk about him a little. I'll talk about him a lot tomorrow when I do my offensive line prospect rankings. So be on the look for that. But real quick, if you want to know more about these prospects, because I've been recently pumping out my prospect rankings. But if you want my full big board, my full rankings, full evals, maybe might want my draft guide. Listen, I know you love the NFL draft as much as I do, and you're going to want a nice hefty watch list of players during this college football season. Well, go ahead, check out my draft guide. You can purchase it for only 30 bucks by Venmoing or PayPaling me. Links in the description. It's a one-time payment and you get it for this whole draft cycle and forever and always. Technically, it's a Google spreadsheet. So send me your email when you send the payment. I'll get you hooked up. You will see my current prospect rankings and big board, my full evals. And guess what? It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So it's a great purchase and it's a great way to support the channel. All right, pick 25. Green Bay Packers take Kingsley Suamataia, my boy. Golly gee, I love Suamataia. I know he's going to get some guard work at the Senior Bowl because I'm kind of curious if the Packers will be like, oh, we've liked what we've seen from Rashad Walker. Walker, right? I always want to say Rashad Weaver because the Titans guy. But they like what they saw. Probably liked what they saw at Walker. I thought he did a solid job. I think he at least should get to go next year. Maybe a different avenue to go is Jackson Powers Johnson, where it's like, okay, like you got Josh Myers as a free agent in the following season. You know, John Runyon's gone, and Jackson Powers Johnson can immediately play guard. He's played guard in the past, but ultimately maybe be your center of the future. You could say Suamataia could start early at guard, and if there's problems at tackle, then you move him over to tackle. I would still go Kool-Aid. He's on the board, though. Dude, Kool-Aid has to get picked, right? Chop Robinson going to the Buccaneers. So, yeah, I mean, they could probably use a more pass rush. Chop Robinson's probably early on a DPR option. I mean, he's probably one of the most explosive and just twitchiest pass rushers in this class. So if he goes to the back end of the first round, it won't surprise me none. The guy's pretty darn solid in that regard. I mean, I know lately he just hasn't been cracking it in my mock drafts, but like he has a lot of impressive film. Like, don't sleep on him either. It's an all right pick for the Buccaneers, I guess. It's okay. Pick 27. Cardinals go with Tyler Guyton. Oh, man, dude. Offensive tackle overload right now. So there's your tackle of the future. I mean, do you move? I mean, I guess it's irrelevant. Paris Johnson could play both sides. Tyler Guyton has played both sides. I get it. The dude's a phenomenal athlete. I don't know if I really don't think he's ready to start day one. I think there's still quite a bit of his game that needs developed, but I get why people love him. He's probably the most athletic tackle in this class. Great size, great length. The Cardinals, they double dip offensively in this first round. Pick 28, Buffalo Bills go with A.D. Mitchell, baby. Yeah, I get it. Gabe Davis is a free agent, and you could probably upgrade over him anyway. A.D. Mitchell, very good route runner, but he's got great launch speed and just a good build. You go up and get the contested catch. He's that next tier of wide receiver. I think after Brian Thomas, and you talk about guys like Keon Coleman, A.D. Mitchell, Troy Franklin, Devontae Walker, probably missing some guys here and there, but you get what I'm saying. Pick 29. Kansas City Chiefs take Troy Franklin. Yep, everyone and their mom's going to pencil in a receiver for this pick with the Chiefs. Franklin's a really good route runner. They would love that. Also a guy that will go up and play the catch point. So you love that. They just got to get better at wide receiver, and they're going to have the option to do that at the back end of the first round because really good wide receiver class. Detroit Lions go with Quinion Mitchell. All right. Quinion Mitchell's pretty good, pretty solid. I think he's probably more of an off-coverage zone type of corner, but that's all right. Aaron Glenn has shown some variety with his scheme this past season, but I don't think anyone will complain about the Lions taking a corner. It's probably one of their biggest needs on the defense on the roster in general. We got San Francisco. No, Baltimore Ravens. Got Rakestraw Jr. They're going cornerback 2. I think that's fair. Rakestraw, I'm not there yet when it comes to him being a first rounder. I get why people like him, but I don't know, man. Or I think people are trying to anticipate a big Senior Bowl before it happens. So yeah, I mean, we'll go ahead and see that. But he's a solid athlete, a guy that just plays, great instincts, plays both the receiver and the quarterback exceptionally well. And he just doesn't have the size concerns of like his teammate Chris Abrams-Drain, who's probably going to be viewed as a slot-only prospect. And final pick here, pick 32. San Francisco 49ers go Marius Mims. This is great. Mims being here at 32 is phenomenal. A guy that probably, if he would have stayed healthy, would have been top 10, top 15. He's got all the tools. Great movement skills at like 340. Great length, great power. Just someone that doesn't have a lot of start-in experience under his belt. And there's just not a lot of polish, whether it's his footwork, whether it's how he uses his hands. A guy that does need some development, but he immediately becomes an upgrade there at right tackle. And he gets to learn from one of, if not the best tackle in football, Trent Williams. So that's a great landing spot for Mims. It really is. But it looks like that's the end of the video. Go ahead, let me know what you think in the comment section below, where we have that a beautiful, intimate football discourse. But as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.